Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Mike Evans' return to Texas inevitable in NFL free agency? Mike Evans has had a borderline mythical career in the NFL. The former first-round pick in the 2014 NFL Draft has had a rather unprecedented run of success spanning 10 full seasons. He has never had under 1,000 yards receiving in a single season, and he's never played fewer than 13 games. It's somewhat of a shock that Evans will only turn 31 this coming season given all he's accomplished as a pro, being selected to 5 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pro teams while also winning a Super Bowl. Evans is one of the best to do it in the NFL over the last decade, and he could be a major difference maker for teams in the hunt to win it all in 2024. Perhaps more specifically, the free agent to be could help a couple of teams in his home state of Texas who are on the cusp of Super Bowl contention. Evans, a Galveston native who played his college ball at Texas A&M, could be destined to head to the Houston Texans or Dallas Cowboys in NFL free agency. The Houston Texans are coming off of an outstanding first year under head coach DeMeco Ryans with Offensive Rookie of the Year C.J. Stroud playing the quarterback position. The Texans not only went from worst to first in the AFC South this past year, but C.J. Stroud helped put them on the map as a legitimate contender in a somewhat weak AFC in 2023. And going forward, you expect this team to continually get better. Adding a player like Mike Evans into the mix would certainly help, even though the Texans saw the development and emergence of Nico Collins in 2023. Collins became a true threat every week in that offense, along with rookie Tank Dell, whose season was unfortunately cut short due to a knee injury. With Evans in the fold, the salary cap-rich Texans could get a much-needed veteran presence and add another big body on the outside to create mismatches against anyone they face next year. Having that combination of size and speed all over the receiver position with a QB like Stroud who spreads the ball around well would be a borderline unfair advantage. The Dallas Cowboys could also be an intriguing potential fit for Evans in free agency. The Cowboys would have to cut both Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks in order to facilitate this kind of a move, but giving Dak Prescott additional, consistent, weapons in the passing game is a necessity for that team moving forward. The Amari Cooper trade has aged extremely poorly with time, and CeeDee Lamb seems to be doing more and more on his own every year. The Cowboys almost need someone like Evans to come in and take pressure off. Either way, a return to the state of Texas could make a lot of sense for Evans, who will undoubtedly have a variety of suitors all over the place once free agency opens. Trade Diggs to Dallas? Bills have warning signs, claims analyst. Rumors of tension between Buffalo Bills receiver Stefon Diggs and quarterback Josh Allen have, according to the players themselves, been exaggerated. Yeah, I said in interview after interview I wanted to retire a Bill, Diggs said recently, adding that Allen is my brother. When you hear a lot of rumors and such it's like, where did it come from? You know what I'm saying? Well, where did this rumor come from as it regards Buffalo's plans? It comes from an ESPN analysis, and of course it inevitably ropes in the Dallas Cowboys. The prospect of trading Diggs has remained relevant, in terms of gossip, throughout the offseason's opening weeks. Could a Diggs deal make sense for a team in a Super Bowl window? Could Dallas be that team? According to ESPN's bold offseason moves column, trading Diggs could mean dumping a player before it's too late. Aaron Schatz suggests the second-half dip in production, a statistical reality, is too concerning to overlook. An even bigger warning sign might be his decline in the second half of the season, Schatz said. In weeks 1 to 9, Diggs had 14% DVOA with a 72% catch rate and an average depth of target of 11.3 yards. From week 10 onward, Diggs had minus 21% DVOA with a 59% catch rate but an average depth of target of just 9.7 yards. Usually, shorter passes mean a higher catch rate. Not in Diggs' case, and not since the start of November. So Buffalo should move off of Diggs, while also likely to lose the other starting receiver Gabe Davis in impending free agency? Moving on from Diggs with a post-June 1 designation is now more palatable for the Bills than ever before, as along with a dead cap hit of $8.8 million, it would free up $19 million of room But again, that means the deal would happen after this NFL draft, so the picks given in trade would be for 2025. How does that help the Super Bowl contending Bills? And as for his next team? His $18.5 million salary becomes guaranteed on March 18. So his next team will have to sacrifice something in trade, plus pick up that contract. We know Stefan's brother, Trayvon of the Cowboys, would love the idea. Indeed, when Stefan asks, "Where did that rumor come from?" Well, a lot of it comes from Trayvon, who loves to tweet things like, "We need Cowboys Nation to go and help and tweet to get bro here. We need everyone to know. We need to put it on notice that we need to get bro to Dallas." The Cowboys could use some help in the CeeDee Lamb-led receivers room, no doubt. But in the end, as Stefan enters his age 31 season, his best bet seems to remain along brother Josh Allen rather than join his actual brother. And the Bills apparently see it that way as well. Cowboys could sign $65 million Super Bowl champ after release. The Dallas Cowboys could be an ideal landing spot for a Super Bowl champion following his release. As noted by CBS Sports' Jordan Dajani, he considers the Cowboys to be one of 3 potential landing spots for defensive end Emmanuel Ogbah. The Miami Dolphins plan on releasing Ogbah as they look to shed salary cap space heading into the offseason. Ogbah had signed a 4-year, $65 million contract extension during the 2022 offseason after posting back-to-back 9-sack seasons in his first 2 years in Miami. The Cowboys have several free agents on the defensive line, including Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler Jr., Jonathan Hankins, and Neville Gallimore, writes Dajani. Dallas is undergoing a change on the defensive side of the ball with Dan Quinn now in Washington, but new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer is still going to want to bring in experienced players who can get after the quarterback. Ogbah had began his career as a starter in Miami after winning a Super Bowl as a key reserve of the Kansas City Chiefs during the 2019 season. Ogbah started 23 of his first 33 games with the Dolphins. However, he has started just 4 of his 24 appearances since, posting just 6.5 sacks in comparison to the 18 sacks he posted during the 2020 and 2021 seasons. A lot of that has to do with a major dip in playing time. After playing in 77% of the defensive snaps during the 2020 season and 67% of the snaps during the 2021 season, Ogbah played just 56% of the snaps in 2022 and 25% of the snaps this past season. The addition of Bradley Chubb and Jaylon Phillips in recent seasons had relegated Ogbah to the bench in recent seasons. However, according to Pro Football Focus, the 30-year-old still remains a productive pass-rushing threat. Ogbah posted a 67.1 pass-rushing grade last season, the second highest grade of his 8-year NFL career. There's little doubt that Ogbah could still be productive in a pass-rushing role for a contending team. And considering he'll still earn $4 million from the Dolphins following his release, he'll likely consider taking a lesser salary to play for a contending team such as the Cowboys. Considering the Cowboys have their own cap issues entering the offseason, they're over the cap by $3.2 million, ranked 26th in the NFL, with a number of free agents from the defensive line. It wouldn't hurt to add a veteran such as Ogbah. The former 32nd overall pick holds career totals of 42.5 sacks, 268 tackles and 101 quarterback hits in 107 games and 71 starts. It looks like the Cowboys aren't franchise tagging Tony Pollard for a second consecutive season. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Cowboys will not place the $12.1 million franchise tag on Pollard. Pollard played under the $10.1 million franchise tag last season. The Cowboys are also not expected to tag free agent to be running back Tony Pollard for the same $12,109,200, according to sources, writes Schefter. The 26-year-old Pollard completed his first full season as a starting back and proved that he can handle the load. Not only did Pollard start all 17 games, he ranked 6th in the league in total touches, 307. However, his efficiency was underwhelming as his yards per carry dropped from 5.2 in 2022 to just 4.0 in 2023. With that being said, if Pollard is willing to sign at a decent rate, Spotrac estimates his market value to be $6.5 million per year, then the door is open for him to return to Dallas. And you fan, what do you think of the Emmanuel Ogbah situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.